कहा बुद्ध प्रभ तुच्छ हमारी, बरन सकै महिमा जो तिहारी, हम न सकत कर सिफत तुम्हारी, आप ले हो तुम कथा सुधारी, मूक उच्चरै शास्त्र खट, पिंग गिरन चढ़ जाए, अंध लखै बदरो सुनै, जो काल कृपा कराए, अंध लखै बदरो सुनै, जो काल कृपा कराए।
सतनाम वाहेगुरु साहिब जी। रामकली पातशाही दसवीं, पुरानी परम पुरख पग लागो, सोवत कहा मोह निंद्रा मह, कबहू सुचित हुआ जागो, पुरानी परम पुरख पग लागो, सोवत कहा मोह निंद्रा में, कबहू सुचित हुआ जागो, रहाओ औरन कह उपदेशत है पस, तोहे प्रबोध न लागो, सिंचत कहा परे बिखियन कह, कबहो बिखै रस त्यागो, केवल कर्म परम से चीनो, धर्म कर्म अनुरागो, संग्रह करो सदा सिमरन को, परम पाप तज भागो, जाते दुख पाप निह पेटा, काल जाल ते तागो, जो सुख चाहो सदा सबन को, तो हर के रस पागो, जाते दुख पाप नह पेटा, काल जाल ते तागो, जो सुख चाहो सदा सबन को, तो हर के रस पागो। रामकली पातशाही दसवीं, पुरानी परम पुरख पग लागो।
वाहेगुरु जी का खालसा, वाहेगुरु जी की फतेह। सतगुरु जी दी साजी नवाजी साध संगत जी, आप जी दे अत्यंत वड्डे भाग ਹਨ। We so blessed to join the court of Tan Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj Ji, Rajan Raj Bhanan Bhan, Devan Dev Upma Mahan, the one who is the greatest of the great, the king of all kings, Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj Ji, ਆਪ ਜੀ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਜੀ ਦੇ ਪਾਵਿੱਤਰ ਹਜ਼ੂਰੀ ਅੰਦਰ ਇਕੱਤਰ ਹੋ ਰਹੇ ਹੋ। We come and join together to listen to Guru Sahib Ji's katha. ਸੁਨ ਹਰ ਕਥਾ ਉਤਾਰੀ ਮੈਲ, ਮਹਾ ਪੁਨੀਤ ਭੈ ਸੁਖ ਸੈਲ, ਵੱਡੇ ਭਾਗ ਪਾਇਆ ਸਾਧ ਸੰਗ, ਪਾਰ ਬ੍ਰਹਮ ਸੋ ਲਾਗੋ ਰੰਗ। By listening to the katha of Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj, the katha of WhyGuru Ji, the katha of our Gurus. Katha means discourse. Say utari mail, that all of the mail inside us, all the dirt is washed away. Papa rupi mail ਉੱਤਰ ਜਾਂਦੀ ਹੈ ਸਾਧ ਸੰਗਤ ਜੀ, ਦੂਰ ਹੋ ਜਾਂਦੀ ਹੈ ਕਥਾ ਸੁਣ ਕੇ। ਪ੍ਰਭੂ ਪਰਮੇਸ਼ਰ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਦੀ ਕਥਾ ਸੁਣ ਕੇ, but listen to the katha, they say that all of this mail, all this dirt inside us is washed away. And that's why we're so blessed to listen to Guru Sahib Ji's katha. And this is the katha of Sri Guru Gobind Singh Ji's Bani. So Sri Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj Ji has written this Bani for us, and for the past 2 weeks we've gone through the first 2 Shabads in Ramkali Rag. Just like in Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji, the Ramkali Rag that comes around the Ang 8 to 900, and here Guru Gobind Singh Ji in their own Bani has a Ramkali Rag as well. So ਸਾਧ ਸੰਗਤ ਜੀ ਸੰਖੇਪ ਵਿੱਚ ਜੋ ਅਸੀਂ ਪਿਛਲੇ ਹਫਤੇ ਸਰਵਨ ਕੀਤੇ ਸੀ, what we went through last week in the katha, in the second Shabad, Maharaj Ji says us prani re man ਇਹ ਬਿਦ ਜੋਗ ਕਮਾਓ ਸਿੰਘੀ ਸਾਚ ਅਕਪਟ ਕੰਠਲਾ ਧਿਆਨ ਭੂਤ ਚੜਾਓ. So Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj Ji is saying to us that when it comes to akapata means pave kapat to ret ke dhokha nahi karna, not to cheat anybody, not to deceive anybody. Guru Gobind Singh Ji is saying to us. And when for the Shabad dil ho muhabbat jin say satya, that when somebody came to Bhagat Farid Ji and they said to him, who is a true being in this world, who is a sacha purusha, ke sacha purusha sacha jeev kaun hai, ਤੇ ਭਗਤ ਫਰੀਦ ਜੀ ਉਸੇ ਵੇਲੇ ਬਚਨ ਕੀਤੇ ਸਨ. They said these words ਕਿ ਦਿਲੋਂ ਮੁਹੱਬਤ ਜਿਨ ਸੇ ਸੱਚਿਆ, ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਦੇ ਹਿਰਦੇ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ inside their heart sits ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ's ਪ੍ਰੇਮ, that is a true being. And it said ਜਿਨ ਮਨ ਹੋਰ ਮੁਖ ਹੋਰ ਸੇ ਕਾਂਡੇ ਕੱਚਿਆ, the ones who in their mind have one thought and in their words they speak another thing, they say they are ਕੱਚੇ, they are false, they are fake. Jin manahor mukhahor, mean that what we think should be in line with what we speak, the Guru is saying. That is what means Surbir ke bachne bali. Guru Arjan Dev Ji tells us who is a warrior. A warrior is the one who keeps their word. Surbir ke bachne bali. That is a true warrior. So Sad Sangat Ji, Maharaj is saying this to us, Bhagat Farid Ji. And Guru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj Sri Sukunu said, they said to us, Man sacha, mukh sacha hoy. Avrna pekhe ekis bin koi, nanak hai brahm gyani lachan hoy. Man sacha, mukh sacha hoy. That with their mind, they have the truth in their mind, on their tongue they speak the same truth as well. Avrna pekhe ekis bin koi, they only see one WhyGuru Ji in everybody. Nanak hai lachan brahm gyani hoy. This is the lachan, these are the characteristics of a brahm gyani. One who has met WhyGuru Ji, these are their lachan, these are their characteristics. So Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj Ji, Peshli Hafte, went through this in a great detail as well. And if you read the itihas of Guru Gobind Singh, the history, Guru Gobind Singh Ji went through a lot, dunyavi torte, in a worldly sense. Losing 4 sons, losing their home, losing all their wealth, Anandpur Sahib. Guru Gobind Singh Ji gave everything. That's why we say Sarban Sadani. Sarban Sadani means the one who basically gave everything to the Khalsa Panth. When the Panch Pyare gave their head to Guru Gobind Singh, the Panch Singh, Bhai Daya Singh Ji, Bhai Dharam Singh Ji, Bhai Himmat Singh Ji, Bhai Mohkam Singh Ji, Bhai Sahib Singh Ji, they said to Guru Gobind Singh Ji that we gave our head, what would you give? Guru Gobind Singh Ji said, I'll give you everything. So it comes in Guru Gobind Singh in his own writings, he said, Mo Grihim hai, Manate tanate sirlo tanahe sabhi inhi ko. They say, Mo grihe mein, I'll give you my home. Mo grihe mein, manate, I'll give you my mind. Tanate sirlo tanahe, I'll give you my head. Sabhi inhi ko, I give everything to the Khalsa Panth. Guru Gobind Singh Ji said. These are their own words when they speak about the Khalsa Panth. So when Guru Gobind Singh Ji has been through everything, and they meet Bahadur Shah. So who is Bahadur Shah? Bahadur Shah is the emperor after Aurangzeb. Aurangzeb dies after the letter of Zafarnama that Guru Gobind Singh Ji sends, which is a story in itself. And then the next emperor meets Guru Gobind Singh Ji. And they say, look what you've been through your whole life, all these different challenges, loss, maut, death. And they say, you look fine. There's not, you know, when bad times come, people age very quickly. And they said to Guru Gobind Singh Ji, what do you eat? What is your kharak? What is your food? The Maharaj says, this is no kharak, this is no bhojan, this is no food from the outside. Is such the kharak hai. Andaro di kharak hai. This is the food from inside. This food you will not find outside anywhere. The Guru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj Ji tells in Sri Rehra Sahib, ke thal vich tin vastu payo sat santokh vicharo. This is the food, Sat, to always live by the truth, to have Sat Naam WhyGuru Jap on our tongue, Sat Santokha, to be Santokhi, Sabr Rakhna, to always be thankful and content with what we have. And then they say Vichara, to always do Vichar, Sat Ate Sat Da Nirna, to always see what is the truth and what is not the truth in our life. Is this worth getting upset over? Is this worth being, you know, upset about, annoyed about. So Guru Gobind Singh Ji explained this to Bahadur Shah. This ain't no food you're going to find in the supermarket. You can't go to Tesco's and buy this in the vegetable section. This ain't no vegan diet or anything like that. This is from inside. You can try eating whatever you want, but this is from the inside, and this will keep you young, and this would also allow you to accept what is happening in your life at that time. So Maharaji went through this last week, the idea of not having attachment and these types of vichar that we do, but today we continue the katha. And this is a beautiful shabad by Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaji. This one always sticks out to me, so I was quite excited to be able to try and share the arth, the explanation of this shabad. So let's focus our minds on the charan of Guru Gobind Singh Ji. Imagine Guru Gobind Singh Ji's charan right now in front of us. When Guru Gobind Singh Ji left their body in Sri Hazaare Sahib, Bhai Dharam Singh Ji tried to grab Guru Gobind Singh Ji's feet. The last time they're going to see Guru Gobind Singh Ji. The last time we see Guru Gobind Singh Ji, what will we do? And at that time, Bhai Dharam Singh Ji sees Guru Gobind Singh Ji, think, I want to hold Guru Gobind Singh Ji's charan for the last time. Bhai Dharam Singh Ji jumps in Guru Gobind Singh Ji's charan. They hold on to Guru Sahib Ji's feet, but their hands go through the feet of Guru Gobind Singh Ji. And Guru Gobind Singh Ji says that I'm not this body. Don't become attached to the body. Become attached to the body of Guru Granth Sahib Ji. Be attached to Guru Bani. Guru Bani is our support. मैं गुरबानी आधार है गुरबानी लाग रहा हूँ. My support is Gurbani. Gurbani is everything for me. Pargat Gura ki dehe jo prabh ko milyo chahe khoj sabad mein lehe. If you want to meet WhyGuru Ji, khoj sabad mein lehe. Say khoj karo, read Gurbani. What is Gurbani saying to us? Build your own connection with Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji. So let's focus on those feet of Guru Gobind Singh Ji that Bhai Dharam Singh Ji tried to hold on to. So aram karan to pehla sari sangat akho Satnam Sri WhyGuru Sahib Ji.
Ram Kali Patshahi Dasvee Prani Param Purkh Pag Lago.
So Sri Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj Ji, Patshahi Dasvee, Dasve Patshah, the 10th king. We say Raja and Raj, the king of all kings. Sri Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj Ram Kali Rag de vich bachan ਕਰਦੇ ਹਨ ਕਿ ਪ੍ਰਾਨੀ. So ਪ੍ਰਾਨੀ him is ਹੈ ਪ੍ਰਾਨਾ ਧਾਰੀ ਜੀਵ. So ਸਾਡੇ ਅੰਦਰ ਸਾਧ ਸੰਗਤ ਜੀ 5 ਪ੍ਰਾਨ ਹਨ. There's 5 ਪ੍ਰਾਨ inside us. Pran means life forces. In the translations it comes as breath. But Pran does not mean breath. Pran means life forces. One of the Panch Pran controls our breath. We breathe in, we breathe out. Another one is when we digest food. That is another type of Pran. We blink our eyes. The blood flow that goes through our body, the Panch Pran allow us to do all these things. They keep us alive. Panch Pran to bina saad sangat ji, we cannot live. So is prakar, they say Prani he prana tari jeev. Oh being, you have these life forces that run through you. Parama Purkha Pagalago. Parama Purkha, the supreme being. Pagalago, Pag the arth hai charan, pair. Pagalago, join onto Guru Sahib Ji charan. Parama Purkha, the saying supreme being. That WhyGuru Ji is the greatest being of all beings. So I'll be reading Guru Gobind Singh Ji's Bani, Main ho Parama Purkha ko dasa, dekhan ayo jagat tamasa. That I am a servant of that supreme being, and why have I come for? Dekhan ayo jagat tamasha. That there's so many tamashe, so many, you could say, dramas, plays that take place in the world. Guru Gobind Singh Ji said, I've come to see all these tamashe, all these plays that are unfolding in front of us. Even for Guru Sahib Ji's life, all these tamashe. When we look at the world, we become so attached to it. The way Guru Gobind Singh Ji sees the world is like if we got a stick and we put it through the sand and it made a line, a lakir. They saw Singh Ji, if the wind blew and then that line disappeared, it would mean nothing to that person who did that. Just like this life. Jo supana arape khana aise jag ko jaan. Just like a dream, that is just like this life. It's going to go, it's not going to stay. O jag rachna sab jhoot hai, jaan reho re meet. Maharaj says that this whole world is false. They फिर आगे बचन करने के जो बालू की पीत कहो नानक थिर नार है जो बालू की पीत. It's just like a wall of sand, a sand castle. When the tide comes, When the lehra come, the waves from the ocean, it's going to go. So Maharaj is saying, Prani Param Poduk Pagalago, that join on to WhyGuru Ji's charan. Just like how Guru Gobind Singh Ji did themselves. So before Guru Gobind Singh Ji came on this earth, Guru Gobind Singh Ji was in deep meditation on WhyGuru Ji. The Guru Gobind Singh Ji they invited themselves to say, Ke chit na payo, hamro avan kahe, chubi rahi sruta, prabh charna namahe. They say, chit na payo avan kahe. That I had no desire to come in this world, Guru Gobind Singh Ji says. They say, I didn't want to come. They say, Chubi rahe sruta prabh charna namahe. That my surti, my dhyan, my focus was in WhyGuru Ji's charan. So we talk about Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj being a great warrior. They were not just a great warrior with the sword, with a shastar, the physical sword. They were also a warrior with the mind. They were always focused on WhyGuru Ji at all times. Jako har ranga lago is jug mein hai so kahiyat hai sura. Who is a surma? Who is a warrior? The one who has love for God. That's what Guru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj Ji says to us. Who is a true warrior? Who has love for WhyGuru Ji? Meaning they can conquer their own mind. Because that is the hardest battle to win, the battle of the mind. To conquer our thoughts. 10 prakar de surme sasi, 3 types of warriors. And the third one is known as a surma. The first one is a jodha. And then we have a mahabali. Then we have a surma. Comes in Japji side the part. Tithe jodh mahabala sura. 3 types of warriors. But the greatest warrior is the one who can fight against their thoughts. And how many thoughts do we have a day? Thousands of thoughts. Thousands of thoughts. How are we meant to fight every single thought that we get? Just fighting one is hard. We have a negative thought. How hard is it to let go of that negative thought? Very hard. Both okhaya to get rid of one negative thought. We just keep holding on to it for so long. But Guru Arjan Dev Ji says, Jako har rang lago us is jug mein hai. The one who can put all that stuff to one side and still have love for WhyGuru and focus on WhyGuru Ji, so kahiyat hai sura. That is a true warrior. That is a true surma. Guru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj Ji bachan karde han. So ithe Sad Sangat Ji prani param porkh pagalago. They say, hold on to Guru Sahib Ji's charan. Ke Guru Sahib Ji's charan kavan de naal jod lo Maharaj Ji charan de naal jod onto Guru Sahib Ji's charan. Hold on to Guru Sahib Ji's charan. Te dhyan dharo Maharaj Ji de charan kavlate hanji.
सोवत कहा मोह निंद्रा में कब हूँ सुचित हुआ जागो.
So Sad Sangat Ji, moho nindra mein hai. Maya di moh de vich. They say that this need that we have, or we say ke moho nindra ma. Moho nindra hai means ke maya di neend de vich. That we are asleep in this maya, or moh di neend, meaning attachment. So Guru Gobind Singh Ji is saying, Sovat kaha. Sovat he means sona, sutta paya. That person is asleep, moh nindra mein. Moh di neend de vich us jeev sutta paya hai. That jeev, that person is asleep in their own attachments. So there's 3 types of sleep. The first type of sleep is sarirak neend. Body. We all need sleep, right? If we don't sleep, then we feel cranky and we get really angry at people. First type of neend. Then when Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj Ji spoke to one of the many people they inspired in their life, they said to him, Dekho, imagine if you lived for 100 years. For 100 years, and in today's world, in science, they say you should sleep for 8 hours a day, right? Average, 8 hours a day. Ek din de vich Sad Sangat Ji, 24 ਘੰਟੇ ਹਨ, there's 24 hours in a day. And if we sleep for 8 hours in a day, and we live for 100 years, 8 hours is 1/3 of the day, right? So that means if we live for 100 years, we slept for 33 years of our life. ठीक है? That's 8 hours. Some of us sleep for 12 hours, right? But this asks 50 years, half of our life spent sleeping. If we lived to 100, and we did the maths and realized I slept for half of my life, would we feel like I've wasted my life? I'm not here saying to sleep for 1 hour, don't sleep. Just put things into perspective. Average life is about 80 years probably. UK, which life expectancy is 80 years. Sleep for 8 hours a day. That means 27 years, 26, 27 years. I'm good at maths, right? Maaj kirpa. Punjabi log ho good at maths, right? Learn in school, right? So 26, 20, I did the maths earlier. 26, 27 years of our lives spent sleeping. So Saririk Neend. That's the first type. But Guru Sahib says that, okay then, if we say we're going to do bhakti, if half of our life, if 8 hours you spend sleeping, fir assi shakde we have to eat. Uthe vi sama langda hai, there we have to eat, takes time as well. As we do our kam kar, that takes hours. 9 hours, 9 to 5 is 8 hours. 1 hour traveling, 1 hour coming back. That's already like 10 hours, 8. We got, what's left? How are we going to do bhakti? If we go to X, Y, and Z, when are we going to do our bhakti? Because you have so many responsibilities. So, Saririk Neend. Fir Satsang ji, Moho di Neend. Attachment. That we are asleep in our attachment. The Maharaji says to us in Gurbani, they say to us, Sutre asankha maya jhuthe karne. Sutre asankha aginat hi loka sutte pe han. Many people are asleep Maya di moh de vich. Ja moh di neend de vich, they sleep in their own attachments in the world. Sutre asankha maya jhuthe karne. Maya, the jhuthi preet de vich they sleep. Jhuthi karne, sorry, not jhuthe. That many people are sleep in this. But Fir Maharaji Kirtan gave us this upadesh ke Nanak se ja gan, that person can still wake up, je rasana naam ucharne. That person can wake up if with their rasana, je rasana naam ucharne. With their own jiba, tongue they know, they jap naam. They can wake up. But otherwise we sleep in Maya. And all of our senses are asleep as well. So they say to us, Nain ho neend par drishta vikar. Nain ho means sadya akkha de naal saas the eyes. Nain ho neend, our eyes are asleep in what? Par drishta vikar. Par drisht hai means ke par nari. By looking at somebody else's beauty. Par tere rupa na pek hai netra. Don't look at somebody else's beauty if they're not your own partner. See them as your sister or your mother or your daughter. So, Naino ho neend par drishta vikar. Then they say ke sravana soe. Par ninda vichar. That our ears are asleep in par ninda. But they say to us Guru Arjan Dev Ji that don't get caught up in anybody else's slander. Don't let your ears listen to that slander. Those ears are asleep. We say heke sovat kaha moha nindra mein. Why are you asleep for Guru Gobind Singh Ji saying? Guru Gobind Singh Ji saying to us, wake up. They say to us, ke sravana soe par nind vichar. Horna di nindya sun ke asi sutte pe han, we sleep listening to people's nindya. But Guru Arjan Dev Ji said to us, karna na sune kahu ki ninda. Sabte jane aapas ko manda. They say, see yourself as the lowest of the low. All of us are saying it to us. Why shall I listen to somebody else's nindya? When I'm already got so many organs inside me, I've got so many negative qualities. What they've done, I've probably done the same, but even worse. Fir Maharaji Bachan Kar, they took with the jiba. They say, rasana soi, lob meet hai sad. That our tongue is asleep in the ras kas, in all the different pleasures of the world, all the great the tastes. And they say, ke man soya, maya bisamad. Our mind is asleep. As a man is soya. Our mind is asleep. Maya bismad, in the wondrous play of this whole illusion. Everything is asleep. So, mohan indra mein, Maya, the neend vich asi sutte pe han. Then they say, o sutte pe han, and then they say to us, ke the third type of neend is maut, is death. With that type of neend, you ain't going to wake up again. In that type of sleep forever, right? As in, you never, this person is Flana sick, or Flana Jeev is not coming back again. And that's why in the Bhagat's Bani, Bhakta ki Bani, which is say to us, ke so din jo din aave hai, so din aave, jo din aave, so din jahi. Karna kuch rehne thir nahi. They say that day that you see in front of you is never going to come again. It's going to go. Karna kuch rehne thir nahi. That we're going to all have to go. Sang chalata hai, hum pi chalana. Everybody's gone, and now I'm going to have to go as well. And they say, what is sitting on top of a head? They say, sit upar marna. Now, sade sees the utte Saad Sangat ji, maut is waiting, Jamduta waiting for us to take us. Fir Bhagat ji kehnde ne ke kya tu soya jaag ayana. Ayana he means Murak. Oh fool, kya tu soya? Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj Ji the Bani is saying to us, kya tu soya? And Guru Gobind Singh Ji's Bani is saying to us, ke sovat kaha. Same, no difference. Guru Gobind Singh Ji's Bani, Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj Ji the Bani, no difference. Kya tu soya jagyana, sovat kaha monindra, main kabuhu suchit have jago. Kya tu soya jag ayana, te jeevan jaga sach kar jana. That you see this whole world to be the truth, but one day it's going to go, Bhagat ji is saying to us. So, kabuhu sochit hue jago. Kabuhu means, have you ever thought to yourself, the Guru Gobind Singh Ji saying this to us, saying, have you ever thought to yourself to become sochet, ate jago, to wake up? Kadi soche hai, they're saying to us, have you ever thought to wake up? Guru Gobind Singh Ji is saying. Rahao. Rahao he means pause and think about this. Ke prani param purkh pagalago sovat kaha moho nindra mein kabhu suchit hove jago. Have you ever thought about waking up? Guru Gobind Singh Ji saying to us? Or do we just want to stay asleep the rest of our life? We all know in our own lives what we are sleeping. What are we sleeping? Is that physical need? Is it the need of moho maya, of attachments, of this illusion? Or is it a sleep that we don't know one day we're going to go? And we should do something right now about our lives and change our lives for the better at this time. Hanji.
Rahao auran kah upadesat hai pas tohe parbodh na lago.
So Maharaj ji fir bachan kar den ke auran kah upadesat hai pas. Pas the arth hai pashu. Pashu ja murakh, you can say. Murakh means fool, pashu means animal. They say, Aurna keh upadesh sat hai. Aur means horna tu upadesh dinda hai. You give teachings to other people, but you don't follow them yourself. Guru Gobind Singh Ji saying this. Comes in Sri Sukhmani Sahib, avar upadesh hai, aap na kare, avat javat janame mare. That we give teachings to other people, we don't follow ourselves. Aurna keh upadesh sat hai, pas. Pas hai means pashu. Why is Guru Gobind Singh Ji saying pas for pashu? Animal. Because what is the difference between a human and an animal? What is the difference? A Sikh writes about this to say to us, ke nindra poj na pog ke ehe pas purkh saman. Nindra pave neend. Asi sonde are we sleep. The jede pashu han, the animals, they sleep as well. Nindra pojan. Pojan means food. We eat, animals eat. Nindra pojan pog. Pog here means to partake in different desires. Rasa kasa de vich. We have so many desires inside us and we indulge in them. So nindra poj in a poga pe. Pe here means a dot of fear. We have fear, animals have fear. So ehe pasa podaka saman. This is equal in humans and animals. That we have fear, we sleep, they sleep, we eat, they eat, and so on. But they say ke narna gyan nij adhikata. Narn pave jeev atma de vich ki fark hai? What is the difference in a human being? They say narna gyan nij adhikata. Gyan nij means atam gyan. That what makes a human different is that we can experience God. That's what makes us different. But if we don't experience God and we don't gain that gyan, that spiritual knowledge, they say gyan bina pasajan. Without this gyan of knowing God, of realizing our true self, they say pasajan, know that person to be an animal. What is the difference? Because everything that we do, the pashu does as well, the animal does as well. The only adhikata means visheshta, the only greatness, difference between a human and an animal is that we can meet WhyGuru Ji. Asi naam jap sakde hai, we can jap naam, we can do bhakti, and we can meet God. That's why Guru Arjan Dev Ji says ke pai parapat manukh dehuriya. Manukh. Narn gyan nij adhikata. Narn he means manukh. The Guru has given us a human body. Gobind milan ki ehe teri bariya. To meet God. And if avara kaj tere kete na kam, mila sad sang bhaj kevar naam, we can do sad sangat. Now I don't know about animals, but I haven't seen animals get together and do sad sangat. Maybe in their own realm they do. But we can do sad sangat. We've been given that adhikata, that visheshta ke asi sad sangat kar sakte ha. We can do naam japana, we can meet WhyGuru ji. But if we don't do that, फिर ज्ञान बिना उस आत्म ज्ञान तो बिना साध संगत जी पंडित हरदयाल जी कहते हैं कि पस जान कि वो पशु है, they're human, they're animal. We act like an animal. करतूत पशु की मानस जात लोक बचारा करे दिन रात. In Sri Sukuru Sahib they said the same thing. Kartut means the kartuta, the actions. Kartut pasu ki manas jaat. They have a human body but they act like an animal. Lok bachara kare din raat. They put on this plate to the whole world. They say inside them antar mele, inside them is mele, but on the outside they show themselves to be something else. Bahar gyan dhyan isanan, antar byape, lob sawan, bahar. On the outside, gyan dhyan isanan. They look like a gyani, look like a dhyani. They sit, chonkra maar ke, look like they're focusing. Isanan. But antar, inside, they're like a byape, lobus one. They're like a dog. They're like a kutta that always barks. Comes in Guru Nanak Ji's Bani ke they say ek swan doi swan ninal pal ke pau ke hai sada bayal. Guru Nanak Ji says in Siri Rag ke ek swan doi swan ninal, there's all these dogs around me. Pal ke pau ke sada bayal, meaning in the morning when I wake up, these dogs are barking again and again. My mind doesn't sit still. I have so many desires. But Guru Sahib says ke sovat kaha mohanindra, may we sleep in these thoughts. Again, supana manoratha brithe sabakaje. We sleep in our thoughts all the time. But Guru Sahib is saying ke live up to your words. Live up to the words that we have, that the Guru has given to us. So, ordna ke upadesata hai pasa, tohi par bodh na lago. He's saying, have you ever thought to yourself to apply those teachings into your own life? Guru Gobind Singh Ji is saying to us. There's one more vichar that I forgot to mention in the previous pankti about the neend. Sovat kaha mo nindra mein kabuhu suchit hava jago. That we're always asleep. Saririk neend, mohadi neend, or maut, we die. 3 types of neend. But there's the other type of sleep that Gurbani speaks about. Guru Sahib Ji says to us, Uthat Baithat Sovat Naam. To get to such a avastha, ke Uthat, when we are walking, Baithat, we are sitting, Sovat Naam. Koh Nanak Janke Sadakam. To get to such a state where even in our sleep, remember WhyGuru Ji. Not this avastha of khana, pina, hasana, sona, visir gaya hai marna, ke khana, we eat, pina, drink, hasana, sona, laughing, sleeping, visir gaya hai marna, we forget God and we just have a great time in a worldly sense. The Guru is saying, get to such an avastha that even in your sleep you remember WhyGuru Ji. And there's a sakhi to go with this of Sant Guru Bachan Singh Ji. From a very young age, Sant Guru Bachan Singh Ji, they do a lot of part. Before they were even, let's say, about 18 years old and they came into the Jatha to learn formally, they'd already read Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji 500 times in their teenage years. 500 wari, kat to kat, 500 times. We can't even do that in a lifetime. To a point, Sahib Sangat Ji, where if somebody asked Sant Ji this Shabad what rag is in, they could tell them. Any Bani, they tell you the rag. And they say, how did you know this? You go, because before I joined the Jatha, then I did 500 Sahaj parts. So that's in their teenage years. And after that, they kept reading Sahaj parts. So how many times did they read Guru Granth Sahib Ji? Now, if we read something, a lot of times, hopefully start to remember it. So Sant Guru Bachan Singh Ji, Shoti Umar de vich, they do role of Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji, can't part Sahib the role. Then what happens, their role was 2 to 4 a.m. in the morning. They do 2 to 4 in the morning, they finish the role, and they can read part so quickly. The average Pathi Singh, the average reader of Guru Granth Sahib Ji, who does a Kant Path Sahib roles, they read 30 angs in 1 hour. So angs here mean the pages, but we call them angs, the limb of the Guru. 30 angs in 1 hour is a good speed for Pathi Singh. Sant Ji could read 80 angs in 1 hour. Very clear as well, out loud. You could hear every word. They saw Singh Ji, what happened was that they finished their role at 2 to 4 in the morning, and they started their Nitnem, because it's 4 a.m. go to Nitnem Amrit Vela. Sant Ji puts their back against the wall and they start to do Japji Sahib the part, or whatever their Nitnem was. And they were so exhausted they fell asleep. And when they fell asleep at that time, they started to read this different Bani, started mumbling some Bani. And it was some Surah Tadag. Some Surah Tadag, which is in the middle of Guru Gobind Singh Ji, starts at the end of Ang 500 and goes into the 600th Ang. They started reading Guru Bani from the Ang. And what happened at that time was by Hazaare Singh, who is their brother, they thought to themselves that they just left the Khand Path Sahib in Surah Tadag. So they were sitting there, they'd fallen asleep, and they carried on the Khand Path Sahib in their sleep from memory. So one of the Singhs got up Pothi Sahib and they checked and everything was correct. What was written in Pothi Sahib? In their sleep they were reciting Gurbani. They got to such an avastha that even in their sleep they could recite Gurbani. So uthata baithata sovat naam. Sovat, even by sleeping they remember naam. And Bhagat Kabir Ji speaks about this as well. They say to us that Kabir supne hu badaraye ke. Bhagat Kabir Ji says, so supane hu badaraye ke, the one in their sleep that remembers WhyGuru Ji, jehe mukha, say jehe mukha with their jiba, then with their mouth, they remember WhyGuru Ji. Jehe mukha nikse ram. Bhagat Kabir Ji kehndे, they say to us, that in that badaraye means, badaraye ke means like when we mumble stuff. You know when you're sleeping, somebody sleep talks and they make these noises when they sleep talk. Bhagat Kabir Ji says to us that Kabir supne hu badaraye ke jehe mukha nikse ram. Nikse means to release, to come out. They say in their sleep, those who say WhyGuru Ji's name say Ram, say WhyGuru, or in this case they recite Gurbani. What does Bhagat Kabir Ji say? They say taake pag ki pa nahi. They say that what I want to do to their charan, to their feet, so I'll take my skin, mere tan ko cham. I want to take the charm here means the skin of mine. I want to make it into their shoes. Take my skin and make shoes out of it for them. Meri khaloho monjde Guru Sikha hadande. Bhagat Pai Gurdashi de Bani which that I want to become, take my skin and make it into their my kalari, take my skin and make it into their shoes. So Bhagat Kabir Ji speaks about this. So there's different types of need, falling asleep, but the Guru says, get to such a stage that even in your sleep you remember WhyGuru Ji. Then we're dreaming of the Guru. And when we wake up, we're thinking about the Guru. There's also Maharaji, he's saying, that don't just give teachings, apply into our life as well, Hanji.
Sinchat kaha pare bikhyan kaha kab ho bikhay ras tyago.
So Sahib Singh Ji, in I think it's Dakhni O Ankar, it comes in Panch Granthi, one of the Bani of Sri Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj Ji. They say to us ke paap bura, papi ko pyara, paap lade pape pasara. Say paap is very bad. But jira papi purush, the one who's a papi, they love to sin. And they say paap lade pape pasara. The sinners, they fill themselves up with sin. Guru Gobind Singh Ji, he said to Sinchat ka. Sinchat here you could say when we have crops and we water them. They're saying Sinchat ka pare bikhyan kya hai. They're saying why are you watering the sins? Why do we add more sin to our life? Papa bura papi ko pyara. That the sinner loves to sin. Guru Sahib says Sinchat ka pare bikhyan kya hai. Kabhum bikhay ras tyago. It's like a rhetorical question. Saying, have you ever thought to yourself, the Guru is saying to us, to just give this up? The Papa, Mare Karmanu, Tyag Dena, to give these things up. Have you ever thought about doing that? Guru Gobind Singh Ji is saying to us, to put all these things to one side, not to indulge in them. So it comes at the end of Sri Guru Gobind Singh Ji. Guru Sahib Ji says, just Maya manhona visare, mange damma dam. So prabhachit na avai, nanak nahi karam. Guru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj Ji says in Slok Mahalla Panjava, they say, Maya manhona visare. That they never let go of this Maya in their mind. Manhona visare, never forget about Maya. Mange dhamma dham, they always ask for more and more and more. Te fir Guru Sahib Ji says, So Prabha, chit na avai. Kadi vi saad sangat ji ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਮਨ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ, they never remember WhyGuru Ji. Nanak nahi karam, it's not in their karam. Likhya nahi, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ karam ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ, it's not written. Just like when Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji traveled to the east, one Guru, Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji, in one part of India, India is so big at that time as well, towards the ends of Bangladesh, there was not Bangladesh then, they saw Sangat Ji, people would say, we don't need to go and see them. And the Sikhs would say to Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji, that Guru Sahib Ji, maybe we should make an effort. And Guru Sahib Ji said, it's not in their karam. Hey nahi, hone de karam which is not in their karam. How fortunate are we that we just even have the utashah, this desire and such to go and see the Guru. Because as many people are speaking to Singh yesterday, he's talking about Jagraj Singh Ji, and he said that he came to my university. He's in Sikhi now, but then he was into university. He just played computer games, right? He just go home and play FIFA or whatever, Fortnite or these games, right? So he goes that he came to my university, and someone said to me that Bhai Jagraj Singh is here to do a talk, and I said, no, I want to go home and play computer games. He goes, he came to my, and he goes, I watched the uni talk online now, and I can hear my friends asking questions. And he goes, I didn't go. Just wasn't in that person's garden, but at least he's coming now. There's many people who don't even come in. Nanak nahi karam, it's not in their karam. So that's where gratitude comes in. That we should be so thankful that we get to come into Guru Sahib Ji Charan. And for that reason, why do we keep watering these sins? Why do we water the Devi Gun, the good qualities? Why do we start to water, daya, compassion, empathy, prem, nimrata, humility, khima, forgiveness? Why do we start to grow these plants in our life? Maharaj is saying to us, just tyag, renounce all these papa, all these sins that we commit, Hanji.
Kevala karma parama se chinoho. Tarama karma anurago.
So Sahib Singh Ji the dhyan rakho, focus hai कि केवल कर्म परम से चीन हो. जिहड़े कर्म ਅਸੀਂ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ, ਕੰਮਕਾਰ ਆਦਿਕ, all these things that we do, केवल कर्म परम, all these actions that we do, a lot of the time we do with param. Param means doubt. Now, just pay close attention. When we come to the Gurdwara side, we do things and we do it. Doubt, param can mean doubt, it means a delusion. We don't know what we're doing. We're lost. We're just doing it for the sake of doing it. Sometimes we come and we matha take and we don't even know why we matha take it. Sometimes we come to the Gurdwara side and we don't even know who the Guru is. It doesn't mean that we stop. Because if somebody questioned us and said to us, if our parents said to us, why are you doing that for? Like, why don't you meditate? If they said to us, why don't you do part? That doesn't mean they're saying to us, don't do part again. They're questioning, why are we doing it for? And we should know why we should be doing it. And what is the asar, what is the effect of doing it? So Guru said to say to us, Kevala means not only, for that reason, Kevala means like sirifa, don't just do actions for the sake of doing actions, know why you're doing them. It doesn't mean that you stop matha taking, because there's so much blessings. Even if we don't know what we're doing by coming to the Guru's darbar, we get so many blessings. But if we know what we're doing, the effect is even more. When we listen to Kirtan, I remember meeting a child who did Kirtan, and I said to him, what does Kirpa mean? They go, I have no idea. And I go, you do Kirtan, and the word Kirpa probably comes in Guru Gobind Singh Ji like 1,000,000 times. And so when you read that word, or you sing that word, you don't know what you're saying. If we don't understand Guru Bani and we still listen to it, it has a big effect, huge effect. It comes in Guru Har Sahib Ji Sakhi. Even if we don't understand it and we listen to Guru Bani, it has an effect. Suniye doog paap kanas. But if we're able to understand it, the effect is even more, so much more. Because then our dhyan is on the Shabad. We understand what Guru Bani is saying to us and our mind doesn't wander. If you don't know what the Guru is saying, then kei vari dhyan lag janda, our dhyan is there, sometimes it's not there. But if we understand what the Guru Bani is saying to us, then we have a better chance of connecting. So kevala karma param se chino, don't just live a life of not knowing what we're doing. Know everything that we're doing. Why do we do Chor Sahib? Why do we matha take? Why do we do Parikarma? Why do we bad? What is a Nishan Sahib? Why do we have a Nishan Sahib? People died for that Nishan Sahib, gave Shahidiyah for that Nishan Sahib. It's not just a flagpole that's outside. We don't call it Nishan, we call it a Nishan Sahib. Jod Sahib. Why has it got Sahib on it for? Why don't we just call it a Jod? Why don't we just call it Chandoa? We call it Chandoa Sahib. What Guru Granth Sahib Ji. What does Guru mean? What does Granth mean? What does Sahib Ji mean? Do we know what each word means? We call them our Guru, but what does Guru Granth Sahib Ji mean? So Maharaj is saying, learn. Arm yourself with knowledge. So kevala karma param se chino, tarama karma anurago. Anurago means prem. Say have prem for your taram. Meaning when we do these actions now, prem dana karya karo. Do with love. Have love for our karam, for our Sikhi. Because sometimes it's just a routine. But let's turn that routine to the routine of love, that we want to wake up in the morning. We want to do part. We want to sit there and do Siddhi Sukhmani Sada part. Right? Not, Siddhi Sukhmani Sada part, 1 hour? When I can watch TV? When it comes to watching a movie for 3 hours, we can do that easily. If you ask somebody to sit there and do Panch Siddhi Sukhmani Sada part, hoi nahi sakta, that cannot happen. Right? Have you ever tried doing... We can sit there and watch all of Harry Potter one day probably. You know they do those things when they do the watch finale, whatever you call it. You watch all 7 episodes in one go. Lord of the Rings. Extended version. Blu-ray. 4 hours. Right? And it's like, I've never seen these uncut scenes, everything in there, right? We can sit there and watch all of that, right? But when it comes to Panch Siddhi Sukhmani Sada part, no. That's too much. If somebody that Abhyasa Siddhi Sukhmani Sada part, you could do 5 Siddhi Sukhmani Sada parts in less than 4 hours. If somebody's Abhyasi of Siddhi Sukhmani Sada part. We're all Abhyasis in Lord of the Rings and our movies, right? But when it comes to Gurbani, man nahi lagda. Mind doesn't want to connect there, right? So they're saying, fall in love with this. Fall in love with Sikhi. Guru Sahib is saying to us, fall in love with your taram. Rehta pyari mujhko Sikh pyara nahe. Guru Gobind Singh says, I love the rehta of the Sikh, not the title of the Sikh. They don't care if we call ourselves a Sikh. They care about the actions of the Sikh. What are your actions? Guru Gobind Singh Ji wants to see, Hanji.
Sangrah karo sada simran ko, param paap taj bhago.
So sangrah means to collect. So instead of growing the seeds of paap, it says sangrah karo sada simran ko. Grow your simran, naam abhyas. Every single day, how much simran do we do? So it comes in Gurbani. This is Sant ho banajya naam Gobind ka aisi khepa hamari. So what do the saints do? They collect God's name. They collect WhyGuru Ji's name. Aisi khepa hamari. This is my trade. So what should we be collecting? WhyGuru Ji's name. Sangrah karo sada simran ko ate param paap taj bhago. Ke paap to dur rehna. Stay away from paap. Bhago. Bhago means run away. Run away from paap. Run in the other direction. If you see paap coming, run. Run away. Param paap. What is a param paap in Sikhi? Char bajr kurat. The 4 cardinal sins in Sikhi, which is staying away from, very simply, going to shops and buying meat. When it comes to tobacco, if anyone in this room smokes, that is one of the biggest sins you can do in Sikhi. Right? Even if you have the odd, because I've met so many people, like especially even in my own family, my own cousins, that have the odd cigarette here and there. Guru Gobind Singh Ji's horse would not even go next to a tobacco field. Let alone Guru Gobind Singh, their own Koda would not go near that field. And today Sikhs wear kade on their arms. Remember one of the Singhs telling me, he saw a random Singh, a random Munna Sikh, right, a trim, cuts his hair. I'm not discriminating. I was a Munna once as well. We're all in our own journey. He had a cutter on his arm and he was smoking a cigarette. And the Singh pulled over and said to him, bro, what are you doing? You've got a cutter on your arm and you're smoking. At least take the cutter off then, if you can do that biadabi to Guru Gobind Singh's kakar. I'm not saying take your cutter off if you smoke. I'm saying stop smoking. Don't put a cigarette near your mouth again. Don't even go around with people smoke as well. If a Sikh of the Guru walked into a place with his cigarettes, he'd go and have a fullish on, wash all his clothes again, or she would wash all her clothes again. Stay away from tobacco. And then adultery, which is a big issue in today's world. And the last thing is case, to cut our case. It's hard, I know, to keep case. A lot of the people that are sitting here right now were munne once. Even the Bibbiya as well, a lot of the Bibbiya, they didn't used to keep their case of the stars. We're all in the same boat here. We've all had to do it. It's hard, it's not easy. But I guarantee you, once you keep it, that'll be the minorest thing ever. The hardest thing is controlling the mind. That is much harder than keep a case. But Guru Gobind Singh Ji says that if my Sikh keeps their case, even if by mistake they fell into hell, I'll grab them by the case and I'll pull them out. That's Guru Gobind Singh Ji's bachan. Comes in Gurbani Path Darpan to say, Guru Gobind Singh Ji said this, our Guru, not just my Guru, everyone's Guru here. If you're Munna, Amritali, they're still your Guru. They're saying that if you fall into hell by mistake, I'll grab you by the hair because I can recognize you and I'll pull you out of hell. Maharaji says. That is the Guru's kirpa of keeping care. So parama papa tajapago. Stop doing these sins, the Guru is saying. And the Guru protect us in this world and the next world. Hanji.
Jate dukh paap neh peta. Kal jal te tago.
So Guru Sahib says, and in that case, Jate dukh paap neh peta, then dukh, jad maran da dukh, te paap cannot touch that person. Kal jal te tago, tago paap is samjho, or samjhna ke, us Sikh fir samjhda hai, they understand. Kal jal, the noose of death. What is this noose around my neck? What is causing me to die every single time and come back again and again? The Sikh understands through the Guru's blessings. So, jate dukh paap neh pete. That paap does not come near that person. Dukh does not come near that person. So, just a small sakhi to go with that, because stories are very nice. It's a very funny story as well. Very interesting one. Ek bari Sahib Singh Ji in a Raja's darbar, in a king's darbar, he had a pandit, a scholar. That pandit every single day did a katha to the king. He would do a discourse like what I'm attempting to do right now. He would do this every single day. And there was another scholar who got jealous. Khalu pandit si. He got very jealous and he said to the Raja that your scholar, the one who does katha to you, he's a bakandi, he's a fake. You should test him. Ask him 5 questions. Pehla swal, what is the first question? Who is dukhi in this world and who is dukhi in the next world? Who is sad in this world, who's sad in the next world? That is the first question. Duja swal, the second question is, who is dukhi in this world and no, who is sukhi in this world and who is dukhi in the next world? So who is happy in this world and who is sad in the next world? Third question, who is sad in this world but happy in the next world? Fourth question, who is happy in this world and who is happy in the next world? Fir panjwa swal Sahib Singh Ji, they say, Paap da baap kaun hai? Baap hai means sin, baap means father. Baap da baap kaun hai? Who is the father of sins? 5 questions, right? Jira Pandit si Sahib Singh Ji, oho heran ho gaya. He got shocked. He didn't know the answer. He said to the Raja, I don't know the answer. He goes, give me 8 days and I'll try and give you the answer. So he took leave for 8 days. But he was so upset, he didn't eat, he didn't sleep because he didn't know the answer. So his daughter, she was a bit of a vidwan as well. She was quite knowledgeable as well. She said to her father, let me try and answer the question then. So what did the daughter do? She got a wood cutter, a garib lakkarahara, somebody who cuts wood. She got a vesva, somebody who sells their body, right? Then she got a mahatma, somebody who does meditation. And then she got a shahukar, a trader. And then the fifth thing that she did was that she went to the jealous Pandit who got this good Pandit into all this trouble asking the 5 questions, and she gave him 500 rupees. She gave him lots of money. But with the 500 rupees, she gave him a kapara, a silk kapara, a cloth, a silk cloth. And inside the silk cloth was a dead animal. It was a dead puppy, a katura. And she wrapped it up. Now this Pandit, this Khalu Pandit, he didn't open the kapara because he thought to himself, I've just got 500 rupees. He's so happy, right? So she's got these 5 things, right? And then she goes to the Raja and she says, I'll answer the Pandit's 5 questions I put forward. So the first question was, who is dukhi in this world? The agge dukhi kaun hovega? Who will be dukhi in this world and the next world? And that is the poor woodcutter. Because in this world, he has to work so hard, so he's dukhi. Fir agge Sahib Singh Ji par log de vich, he's going to be dukhi because he did do no bhagati. So he's dukhi here, he's dukhi there. So that's the first person. She answered the question. Duja Saad Sangat Ji, who is Sukhi in this world, फिर आगे पर लोग विच दुखी होवेगा, who is going to be sad in the next world? The Vesva, the one who sells his or her body. Because in this world they get so much lust, they get so much pleasure, but then when they leave this world they get dukh, because they absorb themselves in calm. And Guru Bani says ke he kamang narak bisaramang baho joni paramavan hai, that if you indulge in lust, then this world you may have a lot of pleasure, but the next world you go to hell, very simply. They say ke nimik kama swad karna. They say if for one moment we absorb ourselves in lust, it can cause us many million lives of pain. So that is the second one, the Vesva, happy in this world, dukhi in the next world. The third person now, who is the one that is sad in this world but happy in the next world? That is the Mahatma, the one who does bhakti. Pave, when they do tapasya, apne sharir nu dukh de rahe, they giving their own body dukh, kasht de rahe, they give themselves such pain in this world, but in the next world they get sukh because they reap the rewards of that. So that's the third. Then who is sukhi in this world and sukhi in the next world? It says the shahukar, it's the trader, because in this world they have so much money, but ostana dol dina sasangat ji, they do pun dan karde, they do good actions, so they gain sukh in this world from all the money, and sukh in the next world because they help people out and they reap the rewards of that. But phir sasangat ji, panjava swal, what is the fifth question? They say, Paap da baap kaun hai? Who is the father of sin? And then what does she do? She brings the Pandit for the Eid Khalu Pandit, the jealous Pandit, and she goes, he is the father of sin. And the Pandits get shocked, thinking, how? And she says that the father of sin is Lob. Ke Loba Paap da pita hai. That Lob, sin, is the father of greed. Is a sin of is the father of sin. That's very hard to get through, right? So greed is the father of sin. Because what did the Pandit do? The Pandit took the 500 rupiah, took the 500 coins, but he didn't look inside the kappara, and there's a dead animal in there. And in his dharam, he's not allowed to touch dead animals. He's not allowed to bring a dead animal into the court of the Raja. But he didn't keep his own maryada, his own discipline, because he was so greedy for the 500 rupees. So she answered all 5 questions and said at the end, who is Bab da Paap? It's the Pandit himself, because he's so greedy for all the items. But Guru Sahib Ji here is saying to us that if we prani Padamapurik Pagalag, if we hold to the Guru's charan, then Jate Duk Paap and Pete, then even Paap, never Duk can touch that person, Kala Jarte Tago, and then again, Kahi defy, Kal defy, even the noose of death cannot touch them, Hanji.
Jo sukh chaho sada saban ko, to har ke ras pago.
So ਇਸ ਪ੍ਰਕਾਰ ਸਾਧ ਸਿੰਘ ਜੀ ਅਖੀਲੀ ਪੰਕਤੀ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਗੁਰੂ ਗੋਬਿੰਦ ਸਿੰਘ ਜੀ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਜੀ ਬਚਨ ਕਰਦੇ ਨੇ ਕਿ ਜੋ ਸੁਖ ਕਉ ਚਾਹੋ ਸਦਾ ਸਭਨ ਕਉ. That if somebody wants jo sukh chaho sada saban ko, if somebody wants to have sukh in their life forever, then they say ke to har ke ras pago, then hold on to Guru Sahib Ji's charan. Pave chit charan naam Guru Bani de naam. Hold on to Guru Bani, bring Guru Bani into your life. There's a whole sakhi that goes with this that I've run out of time because I spoke too much. But next week we'll go through this amazing sakhi of Bhagat Namdev Ji. Where Bhagat Namdev Ji is going to be killed by an elephant. An elephant's going to run them over. We'll go through that next week. And how this links to To Har Ke Rasa Pago. So in your bint Pravan Karne Saad Sangat Ji, please go the mistakes made in the katha vichar. We're going to start the Japji Sahib course upstairs. So that's in the second hall. Before you go to the Langar hall, there's stairs for the Darbar Sahib too. And that's the English course. Go through City Japji Sahib, the part. So everybody's welcome. We're going to start then in about 5 minutes. So please make your way upstairs as well. So again, please go the mistakes made. Deho sajjana si sariya jo hove sahib syo mela.
Jate dukh paap neh pita, काल जालते तागो. जो सुख चाहो सदा सबन को, तो हर के रस पागो. वाहे गुरु वाहे गुरु.
If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, share and subscribe. Please donate and help spread Guruji's message. Link is in the description below. WhyGuru Ji Ka Khalsa, WhyGuru Ji Ki Fateh.